turkey and some fire.
That's a good one. I like that.
Let's finish this guy off and let's kick it for a minute. You ready?
Discount Bourbon Reviews! Alright guys, we're here with another one that I am very, very excited about.
This is finishing up the Dell mini-series that we got going on here. A couple bottles have been brought to us by a fan, codenamed Mr. Dell Computers.
Yep.
And it's the Early Times Bottled in Bond, but as the most astute of you may notice, there's something a little different here at the top.
A little bit different, because if you remember, we've had the Early Times here before, but that was a blue label. This one's got a black top on him. And that means he's from is it
Brown Forman Distillery.
Brown Forman Distillery. Current Early Times is owned by Sazerac. We all know that I really, really liked that Early Times, and I'm honestly, he's going to be on my next restock list because I finished off my bottle. I need another one. But I'm very excited about it. It's a completely different distillery. I want to know what
different juice.
Different. I mean, it is. It's completely different juice.
Same recipe, but
I still want to know what those differences are. Some people say it can, some people say it doesn't. I'm in the group of people that say even just location in general makes a difference in where that flavor is going to end up at. So I'm very interested in it. And of course, bottled in bond, he's sitting at that 100 proof, aged for at least 4 years, which is things that we all love to hear. Let me see here if it gives us any information on this guy. Distilled and bottled by Early Times Bottle. Yeah, Early Times Distillery Company in Louisville, Kentucky. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I know what I'm hoping that I know what to expect. Early Times Bottle and Bond that I've had my hands on, he's usually a little bit spicy, a little bit heavy on that black pepper side. Mm-hmm. That's things that I really like. I've been really enjoying recently. Mm-hmm. And
well, I'm excited to see what you're getting on the nose here. I got just a little bit ahead of you. I started sniffing them out. I started tasting them out. I think he does have a little bit of expressiveness, a little bit of loudness here on the palate. But it's nothing too strong. It's very grainy.
He's strong on the nose, in my opinion.
For having gone from Mr. Stag here at 130 to Mr. Early Times here at 100, there's definitely a bit of ethanol difference on the nose.
There is. And I would like to know what causes that, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting at 130, I expected him to cinch my nose hairs.
That's right.
Jet fuel territory, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so I'm a little caught off guard because he was easy going down on the nose. In the Early Times here, he catches me.
A lot of vanillas, a lot of caramels, a lot of oaks.
A lot of vanillas.
Not a lot of challenging smokes or complex flavors to it. Very traditional bourbon.
He seems very straightforward on the nose. I'm not really even going in there searching. I'm not really finding anything too interesting. X factor is a good word that we like to use a lot. But he's still very good. I mean, I get those vanillas, I get those caramels. Honestly, I'm losing that black spice that I grew so fond of in the blue top.
And after tearing him into a little bit, there's just not that pepper. There's not that very immediate heat. There's not that kind of spiciness that comes. He's a lot more mellowed out, a lot more smooth and sweet. And I think there's some really interesting characteristics in that mid to back palate.
That's a completely different vibe. I can see the similarities between the two, but he is a lot more sweet. I lose a lot of that spiciness from the blue label. I think mellow is a really good word as well. I remember my blue label being loud and expressive, and he was very good, and I really liked him.
No, for 100 proof, I mean, in the old 100 proof, the first 100 proof battle we did, I think he still came out champ.
He did.
And honestly, I think we're talking better juice here. I think it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more my profile. We know that I like him a little more sweet. We know that I like him a little more subtle than Mr. Dill.
He's lost me a little bit. Okay, that one, actually, back palate, I got a good amount of black spice on him. A little bit of black pepper. But I feel like he's lost me a little bit. I can see myself, if I was given the option between, like, hey, I've got these Early Times, but I've got a black top and I got a blue top. Which one do you want? I can see myself grabbing that blue top faster.
Okay.
He's very good. I mean...
But I think that's the difference in palates, because I'm right here leaning to grab this black top. I think this black top's an incredible juice.
I mean, it's good. He's definitely good, but he's just a little too much on the sweeter side for me. I lose out on that spiciness that I was really liking in the blue top. And I can't imagine. I'm looking over for some inspiration.
Some inspiration.
Here. I can't imagine that there's too much of a difference in price between the two. No?
Not at the beginning.
For $25, I'm grabbing that Blue Label every day of the week.
Wow. At the same price point, at the same comparable, $25, I'm grabbing Blacktop.
I mean, business. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. But, I mean, Nose, he's fantastic. I mean, he really is. I like him. I could keep coming back to him. He is losing that X factor. There's nothing really interesting coming out of him with time. And so I think for me, I'm going to praise him. He's above average because he smells very good. He does. But I'm going to bring him down a few points. I think I'm going to sit him at a 7 on the nose. He's good. He really is, but...
No, I think I'm there with you. He's above average, but he's nothing to write home about.
Okay.
I think 7's solid.
At least I'm not crazy. That's the important part.
Oh, I mean, that aside. But
that aside, okay. All right. Well.
Taste is pretty good, too. I think I'm going to give him some good marks, and I think Mr. Dill's going to give him some good marks.
Let me hear your marks. Let me see if I agree with them, at least.
I think on the flavor, it's a good bit of complexity for the 100 proof point. I think there's some 100 proofs out there, maybe Evan Williams, the Rebel 100, where you may not have as much expressiveness of the flavor that's available. I think this Early Times Bottled and Bond does a really good job of extracting those flavors at its proof and at its price point. So for those reasons, I'm going to give it a superior note, or a superior taste. I'm going to give it an 8. I think that it's an above average whiskey, and I think that's something that you should let people know about. Like, hey, grab a bottle of Early Times.
You know, I agree with most things that he said there.
Comma
and or but. It's just not the notes that I'm specifically looking for. And so I can say, if you see a bottle of Early Times Bottled and Bond out there, grab it. But I think there just might be a difference in what you should be looking for there. Because this Black Label, personally, I don't think I'd be grabbing him. He's not bad. He's good. No, I think flavor-wise, okay. I'm going to put him...
You're allowed to have opinions.
He's above average, but he's a little mute, in my opinion. So I'm going to put him at like a 6.5 on the palate. But that Blue Label, I would put it that 8 that you were talking about. You know what I mean?
Just break my heart, why don't you?
I've got all these people. I've got some more locked and loaded. But it's... I think that's interesting, just in the difference between who owns them. Between Brown-Forman and Sazerac.
The way they're doing a similar recipe, different.
And you can really taste it. I was very surprised and caught off guard. I was talking with our special guest over here just before we started filming about what he thought about the differences. And he even said that that you can taste the difference, but there's not too much of a difference. And I kind of agree with it, but I think there's I think there's a little bit more of a difference than I was initially thinking after being told that. And so nose, price, and palate, overall, Early Times is still going to stick very highly for me. Mm-hmm. I feel bad taking away points from Early Times when this is a bottle they don't make anymore. If you see this bottle and you're interested in it, for $25, get it. 0 questions asked.
If you can find it.
If you can find it. With
the Blacktop. You're not likely to. You're going to have to hit some secondary communities. You're going to have to find and do a little bit of legwork.
You might end up spending more than $25.
That's right.
But between the two, I mean, I think it's exactly what you said earlier. I think it's just a difference in palate. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the day, both bottles, Early Times, Bottled and Bond, are fantastic, but it just comes down to what you're looking for in that whiskey. I'm looking for a little bit more of that spiciness, a little bit more... I don't want to use the word oomph, because I think there is some oomph in this, but he feels mute to me. I wish there was a little bit more on the palate.
Really that back of palate, really that kind of loud expressiveness in the back. And that's where me and Dill differ. I just like them a little bit sweeter. I like them a little bit more mellow. And I like them to kind of have a very subtleness to their expressivity. But that's exactly why you guys watch the channel. You align yourselves with one of our palates, and you say, hey, I think he aligns a little bit better with what I drink, or I think I drink a little bit better. So let's find out which whiskeys you're going to like. But
if you've tried both, please let me know what you think. Because I mean...
And if you are Mr. Brown-Forman himself and you have opinions about how we're tasting this, please let us know in the comments. I'm giving you fairly high remarks. I think you're in 8 territory. I think you're above average. I think people should know about you. But I don't think that they need to rush out the gates to get you.
I'm going to say good on you for selling to Sazerac. They kept that brand alive, and they kept it rolling. You know what I mean? And
Ouch.
they're really making it something where someone like me who
Ouch.
hasn't had too much whiskey experience in their life can come in and really enjoy it. Not that I wouldn't have enjoyed this if you had held on to it, but I definitely think I enjoy that blue top a little bit more, and I think Sazerac's got it down pretty good.
And what else that leave left?
I think just drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, guys. All right, that's the end of the 4th video.
For that bullet bourbon that you can do that with, and I was like, oh, that bottle's gone.
Hey.
What?
What'd you think on Stranahan's blue? Light, easy.
Blue was easy, yeah, that's for sure. And this one's better.
You like the 10 a little bit better?
Yeah.
I think the 10 is where they're at. But this is the top of their line right now. So I need a little bit more out of them. Need a little bit more out of them.
Yeah.
We should neck this one too. I want a little sip of it. All right.
He's gonna be what I want a little sip of after this.
We got video going. Yeah, we got video going. And we got audio recorded. You ready to dive right into this one?
Ready to dive in? I'm very
let's
ready
finish
for
them out.
this one.
Let's finish them out. Let's go hang.
Easy.
Discount bourbon review? No. Let me go ahead and pour this up.
But so this is not, just because I don't know too well, this is not Sazerac juice,
No,
right?
Brown Foreman.
Brown Foreman.
Yeah.
You brought a Brown Foreman, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's another one of the bottles
No.
that was in there?
That is what he brought. This is what it is. It's right here.
There's another Foreman.
No.
No? Am I mistaken?
Wait, did you bring another bottle from Brown Foreman, the distillery, or? That's what I was saying.
Okay, I might be.
So the early times with the black top comes from the Brown Foreman distillery. The one you have is a blue screw top that comes
That
from
one's Sazerac.
Sazerac.
Sell that to Sazerac.
Yeah, so Sazzy.
Oh, what the... Me too.
Yeah.
It's that way sometimes.
Yeah. Just checking. Make sure everything's okay out there.
Speaking of okay out there, I saw one of the nastiest wrecks I'd ever seen in a while.
Where at?
It was last night, and it was just it was across the street from the Brahms over there on 71st. It was bad. It was like 4 or 5 cars piled up.
Really?
And all of their almost the front side of all of them were just smushed. And I was like, oh, I do not know what happened, but it was not good.
What should we get, Mr. Dell? What? I don't know. Is there anything on here that's calling your name that you immediately haven't seen before?
I'm good, fellas. You go in. Do your thing. Yeah.
Well,
My
that
wife-
one barrel sitting over there too. You
My
get
wife
curious
will
on
be
him.
leaving work soon, so
I get that. I'm in that boat.
I'll have
as
to
well.
run home to her. And we're going out to some friend's house for a fire out in the field.
Oh, see, that's a good way to spend the
It
evening.
is.
I like that.
Drink some more bourbon.
There we go.